What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Netflix's new film, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. And if you guys are new here, well, consider hitting that like and subscribe button right down there for all sorts of early movie reviews and tons of geeky content. Plus, you guys can also go over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. I was very much looking forward to this film due to the fact that this is about Ted Bundy. Zac Efron is playing Ted Bundy. I've been wanting Zac Efron to get a role like this. It's directed by Joe Berlinger, who's really fascinated and kind of pushed himself into a lot of these crime elements, whether it's to documentaries or even feature films. He's coming back for this. He did just do the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix as well, so it's kind of just very much a fascinating roundabout of stuff. And one of the most fascinating aspects of this film that the trailer captured so well was that it is taking from the place of the perspective of his estranged girlfriend, played by Lily Collins. Now, a lot of this stuff was very fascinating. I know this film's kind of gotten a hit that they're showing the great side of Ted Bundy and why everyone should love him and kind of why he's this womanizer. But the thing is that he really was this guy. He was a normal guy. Fascinating story. It's a very fascinating character and a very fascinating person because there were many people who thought he was innocent. And obviously nowadays we know that the guy was not. He was very evil. He was a horrible person. But the fact is all the certain things that the courts let him do and all the instances of all these people believing him and just the manipulation game that he played with all these people is one of the most fascinating parts about it. And the film really captured this in the most idealistic way that, in honor of everything, it really just made my jaw drop at certain moments of how damn manipulated he was. Because the most fascinating thing about this film is that even though it's from the estranged girlfriend's point of view, also sets you into her feet, her shoes. You are wearing her shoes, and at times, I'm not gonna lie, at times I was kind of talking to myself like, did he actually do this? Like, I'm trying to remember the full story. Did he actually kill these people, or did people just think he did? He did so well in that to the fact that I started believing Ted Bundy for what he was saying, even though I knew the true story, and it made me think back. There's just a bunch of great messages in here showing that, hey, the weird, creepy guy down the street ain't just the serial killer. He could be the nicest person in the world. But this seductive, beautiful man over here could be an actual serial killer and a horrible person. I think there's a lot of messages that actually the director planted into this film for our society to kind of learn about. Getting deeper into the film, we can talk about Zac Efron's performance in here, which is outstanding. I think this goes as far to say, again, that he is a force to reckon with how great of a performance he gives in this movie. I absolutely adored what he had done in here, and in fact, again, it dived deeper into and fitting into that manipulation thing of making you feel like Ted Bundy really did not do this. And I think casting Zac Efron in this role was a smart choice at all. Person I think you could have gotten for this role, and in fact it kind of just fit his persona, but he also delved deeper into this chaotic, psychotic person who had a lot of issues, but also he was just a very great seducer. I think Zac Efron fits all those roles, but it is a different role than he's ever played before, and I think he fit the mold excellently. In fact, it's probably one of the best performances of the year as well. Some people might have complaints that it does feel like an impersonation of Ted Bundy, but after sitting on this film for a couple weeks, I can say for sure it's not an impersonation. Even going over to Lily Collins' character, who is also fantastic playing this estranged girlfriend, the pain that she is going through, the emotional tears that she goes through is like, holy crap, Lily Collins is not the girl I used to love in all the shows and movies she's been in before, because she dives deep into this film as well. It all roundabouts to go and say that Joe Berlinger really focused on a lot and got these great performances from these actors and actresses in here. You know, you have Jeffrey Donovan show up, you have John Malkovich show up, you have a bunch of other cast members show up in here who all do a great job, and that's all goes down to the central role of the director, who can pull out these great performances. Especially with him working on the Ted Bundy tapes, he definitely knows, being and working into the mind of Ted Bundy, he knows what to capture on screen. Definitely, it was very unique how he told the story structure, because a lot of this does take place in the court system. I was not expecting that. I thought it would take actually a little bit longer to get into that, but no, it got pretty fast into there. Moving into my nitpicks real fast, I do want to say that even though I appreciated the story structure, I do wish the film was even a little bit longer, maybe 20 minutes, a little bit longer. And I get that relationship between Ted Bundy and his girlfriend just a little bit stronger, because personally, I didn't believe in their relationship completely. It really much is montaged through in the beginning, and it felt a little off to me to the point where I couldn't get on board with the relationship fully. Even though I could believe some aspects of it, there were other aspects that were a little bit lacking. Not because they didn't have excellent chemistry or anything, it's just because I didn't think they focused on it enough. They instead focused on more of the court cases, which again, are no issues. I enjoyed them. They were entertaining, and it really put me into the field, and again, made me feel like I was Lily Collins, but at the same time, it was hard for me to believe that she would trust this man so easily. Film does move at a very brisk pace. I think this is a very different type of movie. I don't think it'll work for everyone personally, but honestly, I think if it would have just been for that extra 20 minutes or something that they could have added in the beginning to make me fall in love with these characters more and believe in the relationship a little bit more, I think I could have fallen in love a little bit more even with this film. It has excellent performances, it has an excellent direction, some great writing in here, and again, as the more I've sat on this film, the more I've definitely enjoyed it. It did fall flat a little bit again on that relationship aspect, but it is a very well-made film, and I'm looking forward to whatever the director does next, and especially Zac Efron's next performance. So with all that said, I'm going to give Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile a B-. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this film. Are you guys excited for it this weekend? It's coming out on Netflix and in some theaters. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts and cannot wait to talk with you guys about that. Don't forget about that interview that I did do with the director. It was a great interview. It was a great roundtable. I got to ask one question because he just went into so much detail with every single person's question. So it was a fun thing to meet him. He was a great guy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this film and this review. So if you guys are new here, consider hitting that like, subscribe button again. Leave your comments down below so we can talk about this movie. And of course, until next time, stay classy.